Hello my friends, welcome to Incidental Electronics channel, this is Uncle Misha. So remember in one of my previous videos I had this Asus Z170-P motherboard, and obviously I couldn't run it properly because I had only CPU, no memory. But I happened to get some DDR4 memory. So today we're gonna try to install this memory into this board. Hope I'm installing it in the right slot and see if it actually works. Alright, let's do it together. Yeah, hello? Okay, we have that. Let's put some speakers on. I think speaker is this one. And two, this is speaker. Power button. I think this is this guy, and this guy is the power switch. Okay, this is installed. Memory is installed. Let me try to run it like this. Power supply. Alright my friends, I had to rearrange a little bit layout of the board because, not a layout, like orientation, because I forgot to power this on. This is why it was nothing happening. So now just power it up. And let's hear what's happened. So here's a speaker just sitting right here beside us. And nothing is happening. CPU is actually slightly warm. The chipset is slightly warm. Yeah, absolutely nothing. Okay, well I have prepared the screen. Little portable screen, and let's see what's happened when we connect HDMI. And I don't think anything is happening. No video output whatsoever. Interesting. Let me think about it. Alright, let's try again, but there's still nothing happening, right? I have no any better idea than try to move memory in different slots. Maybe this is the problem. So these guys are marked DIMM A1, A2, A1, A2, and next one is DIMM B1, B2. I don't have manual for this motherboard, but maybe I have to put this memory stick into different slots. Let me try that. Gonna shut it down. And just pull this. I don't know where I should start. Let's start right away from B1. Alright, here we are. Oh! I heard something! Yo! Why is it blinking? I don't know why it's blinking like this. That's weird. It's bad contact in HDMI. Yeah, it's fine. CPU fan error, no keyboard detected. Okay, so, and probably CMOS battery is that, I guess. So what do we have? We have Core i3 7100 CPU at 3.9 GHz and 8 GB of RAM. Well, it's not bad. I have this stick. Let me try to stick it somewhere. But that's good news. That means motherboard works. Maybe those other memory slots are not good. I don't know. Alrighty, so I have a keyboard. Okay, it's attached to USB. I have this Lexar Ubuntu live USB. Let's just power this guy up. I also added this hunk of copper because I do not happen to have a... Yeah, I hope it's sitting properly here. Do not have any proper heatsink for this setup, so yeah. Yeah. Let me power this up and see where it's all going. This centers the top. Okay, F1, F2, del. Looks like there are some signs of life. CPU is warm. I'm hitting del. Not seeing the keyboard. Keyboard is on. USB is connected. What's going on here? Alright, so for some reason the regular keyboard did not like. I decided to use the USB keyboard. They're not regular, but wireless keyboard. And let's just connect it anywhere, I think, and see where we end up. Have a beep. Let's do F1, CPU, fan error, whatever, F1. Yeah, it's still flickering, I don't know what's going on here. Alright, we don't have mouse. How do I operate here without mouse? Okay, let's do F10. Okay, save and restart, whatever, just like save and restart default values. Steam doesn't like it. Well, let's talk. If you want fan, I'll give you fan. Here, have a fan. Where is CPU fan here? CPU fan. Here we go. Yeah. Here, I have a fan now. Happy? And it's nice fan. Okay, what now? Let's do F5. Gonna set the default, optimize default, yes, F10, enter. It's like, looks like motherboard looks like this not turning out into like motherboard repair per se, just like figuring out that this motherboard is operational. Right. Looks like it doesn't want to boot because it doesn't have anywhere to boot. Let's just plop this Ubuntu 2404 somewhere here. Okay, let's do F7. What is this? Okay, out of here. Yeah, without mouse it's like harder. Okay. Again, F7. How about boot menu? Let's see. I'm gonna hit F12. Usually it is. Alright, here we are. We are in Ubuntu. Try or install. Let's see how fast it's gonna boot. This USB drive, I actually reviewed it. It's a Lexar 32GB USB 3, but it's like slow on writing, but relatively okay on readings. And this is connected to USB 3 port. Alright, we have a picture here. No, here's my face. Hello. Can I? Brightness is maximum. Okay. Contrast is maximum. I'm gonna crank up the color, not gonna do anything. Yeah. So this is gonna take time, obviously. It's just like loading Ubuntu. But anyways, looks like our motherboard is alive, so technically I can use it. Unfortunately, this is the slowest processor I have, because I would like to replace my Z97 motherboard with this one, because this one has NVMe connector, DDR4 memory, so substantially faster. But the processor is, oh, here we are in Ubuntu here. That was relatively fast, so we now in OS, but because I do not have mouse, I cannot do much here. Let me actually, where is that stupid keyboard that didn't work? Alrighty, I have connected this keyboard, and in Ubuntu it actually works. It's kind of shitty, slow, the contrast is like sucks, but at least I can do things, like for example start Firefox. I don't have internet, but anyways, it's really hard to see again. Maybe it's better. Yeah, these lights are glary. Wow. Is this like USB drive is so slow, or this processor is so slow? I don't understand. But it is slow. But nevertheless, I think the main goal of this video is to figure out if this motherboard is working, is actually successful. This goal is a success. That means that our OS is working. Obviously, I need to run some memory tests and things like that. Maybe, oops, CPU, don't do that. CPU test and things. Obviously, you would like to test those slots, but in this case, I need to like load the proper. I do have actually the video card here, but it's like. It's my old and trusty Gigabyte R5770. It's like yeah, pretty old 5770 mother, like a video card, very old. Crossfire support that video card. I don't even know how much memory. I think it's like 4 GB RAM here. Okay, at this point I think we have to wrap up. So motherboard is working. I think our job is done. We figured out the configuration, this thing works. We made it to boot. USB seems to be working, keyboard working, CPU working, memory working. These slots I still have to figure it out. Well guys, I think that's gonna be it for now. That shouldn't be too long of a video. And I will wrap up. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Stay safe and ciao. Lop.